Good day to everybody out there. This is See Thy Wealth, Water Your Health, drink a glass of water. And I want to speak about the gig economy, mostly about Uber, DoorDash, all of those jobs where you are picking up people's product and taking it to their location. And I feel like, or it looks to me like that particular sector of employment is going down. I used to drive for Uber. I thought that was a great alternative or supplement to, because I don't work. So driving for Uber was something that I did to take care of all my groceries. I'm especially living in the States. I was a high raw food vegan eater, alkaline. Love coconuts. Coconuts are $7 in the States per coconut. And I like to drink about 4 to 6 coconuts a day from Whole Foods. The ones in Whole Foods they started off at $3.99, then they jumped up to $4.99 and $5.99. But the green ones, you could always expect to pay about $7 for those. But this economy, I'm speaking from this perspective because I did drive for Uber. And I know what it's like. And I see that a lot of people are complaining about the gig economy, like Uber and Uber Eats. And I've never done Uber Eats and DoorDash and all that stuff, only Uber. And AI is playing a major role in that. These self-driving cars. If anybody lives in Los Angeles, then you've seen the robots on the side of the road that's taking the food to your houses. The little robots that roll. That's all taking jobs away. This is a part of the gig economy, which is taking jobs away from everyday individuals like myself, like other individuals out there who depend on this work. Then you have the self-driving cars like Waymo and whatever other names that they have for these cars that are taking jobs from everyday individuals, and it's becoming a struggle. And a lot of these companies aren't even paying individuals the amount that I feel like they deserve. Uber is damn near taking half of the money that people are making. Uber also has a program, as well as Lyft, in Los Angeles and states like New York, where they'll allow you to rent a car from Hertz or Avis or a rental car company, and you're gonna end up paying about $200 a week just for this car, so you can utilize to work for Uber. That's what I did in LA. I never utilized my own car, and then after a while I gave my car back because I was doing so much traveling. I had leases in LA, so leases, you got to pay the lease off if you want to return the car or get someone else to assume that lease. So in LA, I was renting a car from Hertz initially, and then I was renting one from Avis, and they both cost about the same, $195 to $100, depending on which particular plan you use. But mine was about $200 a week, I believe. And what I would do is I would take Monday and I would drive all day for about 11 to 12 hours and make that money just to pay for the car for Monday. That way, anything after Monday was all me, minus the gas, of course. But it's sickening and it's sad to hear that a lot of these gig workers are going through it and suffering because these companies don't really want to pay. You have AI taking over a lot of people's jobs, and it's almost like no one really cares about the everyday man or woman. All they care about is the algorithm, because these engineers that work for these companies, they set it up in a way to where the companies are going to benefit. It's never going to be in the favor of the actual driver. It's always going to be in favor of the actual company. And I get it. From a company perspective, you always want to be able to make sure that you're in the green and you can take care of and feed your workers and your employees. But damn, if I had my own car working for Uber and y'all taking more than almost half of the money every time I get a drive. So let's just say someone orders an Uber. We order Uber right now and it's $20. The driver's probably going to get about $11 of that and not guaranteed to get a tip. It's not a good look. It's really not a good look. And a lot of us out there are suffering. A lot of us out there are not in position to quit because this is what we do. This is how we live. So I don't know what the solution is for people in those positions. The only solution I have, if you have a little money saved up, is to purchase you a piece of land where you can just pay cash, not have to worry about a mortgage, and start looking into going off grid, farming or growing your own food. Doesn't even have to be a farm. Get you a few chickens if you like to eat eggs, so you can produce your own eggs. Get you a garden, You're gonna have to start becoming more. A lot of y'all meat eaters are gonna suffer if things go to hell and people have to do for self, because a lot of y'all really ain't gonna go catch your own meat. If you're gonna eat the meat like a real meat eater, like a carnivore, you're not going to go and bite the animal in its neck and let it bleed out, or just eat it as it is. This is how we know we're not supposed to be eating meat. But anyway, a lot of people in the gig economy, stack up on your bread as much as you possibly can. Go hard for about 90 to 126 months, whatever it takes to get to where you have to get for a piece of land. And go back and watch my videos, and you'll be able to see some of the strategies that I have in regards to buying land and where to buy it from. And if you want to learn a new investment tool to add to your toolbox, go to www.thenotepusher.com. THENOTEPUSHER.com, and pick up my ebook, and maybe that'll add a new strategy that you can utilize for real estate, so you can make some passive income. And that's what I do. I make passive income. Even with me making those passive incomes, I was still driving for Uber. You know what I'm saying? Because my grocery bill is over, just me, at least $1,000 a month, at least $1,000 a month. At least. There's no amount of money I can put on my health is priceless. I'm going to spend whatever it takes for me to be looking good and feeling good off of food. Look at my skin. I've been on a little cleanse, not really a strong cleanse, for the last 3 weeks or so. It's been more of an alkaline cooked food, mostly one meal a day pretty much, but I would have some fruit in the morning, smoothie, things like that. And then next month, I'm going to turn it up and do more raw, more fruits, with probably a cooked meal 2 to 3 days a week. And then the last 30 days, because this is 90 days for me, the last 30 days, it's going to be all raw, with a lot of juices, a lot of smoothies, salads, and things like that. And then I'm ready to break that around December 3rd, around that first week of December. But essentially, man, prayers for the gig workers, prayers for everybody out there in the work economy, because what's coming down the pipeline, it's inevitable. If Elon Musk is saying that there's going to be by the year 2030, and there's going to be damn more robots than humans in the United States. And that's a problem for me. I'm all right if they take all this stuff away. I'm okay if they take away the internet. I'm okay at this point. This is what I prepared for in case there is no internet. You know, because you never know when these people get it in their mind to snatch things away. When what is giveth can be taketh away. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing we all have to keep in mind. We aren't in control of our life. We have to go to work every day. We have to go to the gas station. We have to go to the grocery store. We have to pay a water bill. We have to pay an electrical bill. These are bills that we can alleviate by investing in off-grid property and equipment, so that way you don't even have to worry about the gig economy. With that, I appreciate y'all for tapping in.